got a little secret to share. I have a problem. I'm addicted to flashlights. When I say I have a problem, I don't mean like subscribe to the subreddit flashlights, but I do like a good flashlight. Whenever I'm at the store and I see flashlights on display, I can't help but go over and fondle the buttons to see how clicky they are, or do the try me test to see how bright it is. And when I see those claims of 500,000, a million lumens, even though I know that they're full of garbage, I can't help but think, what if a million lumens in my pocket? For a long time, my EDC flashlight was this little AA Phoenix. It's the LD15. Great little flashlight. I don't know that they make it anymore. It's a twisty and it turns on and off. And I carried this for years. It was always in my pocket. I'm a big believer in having a flashlight with you. And even though I don't always have one in my pocket, I always have one in my bag. I always have one when I'm traveling. So this is a great little flashlight. I have a whole bunch of these little through night TI3 flashlights in all sorts of different colors. I've got warm, I've got cool, some don't have clips, some do have clips. I like to keep these scattered around in the nightstand, in travel backpacks. They're super handy little AAA lights. Can't go wrong with them. They're really cheap, they have a good quality light, they're twisty on off, they come on really dim, and they get progressively brighter. Can't beat them for the money. All of my shop aprons have flashlights in them. This is a Terralux? I don't even know where I got it. It's a no-name flashlight. Keep it in my shop apron. I have one in my other shop apron. Years ago, I spent way too much money for a Prometheus Lights QRV2 Beta, and I carried it forever. It's a lovely little solid copper, develops a nice patina. It's got a high CRI LED in it, takes a AAA battery. I lost it. And I liked it so much, I went out and spent a bunch of money on a second one, and then of course I found the first one. So needless to say, I like flashlights. So we've established that I like flashlights. So what? Lots of people like flashlights. This video, I want to talk very quickly about the Nebo Big Larry 3. I was listening to a podcast a week or two ago, and they were talking about this as part of a great flashlight to include in a Go Anywhere kit. And I went online and checked it out, and I really liked what I saw, so I picked one up, and I really liked what it did, so I wanted to talk about it today briefly. First off, this isn't sponsored. I paid for this with my own money. I just figured I'm a flashlight nerd, and other flashlight nerds might be interested to learn about this. It's pretty cheap. You can get it on the website that isn't a river in South America for under $20. It's a clicky button flashlight, which I like. What I don't like is that it only cycles through all of the modes. It doesn't seem to be smart enough that if you're in a mode for, say, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it turns off and then goes back to that mode. So that's a bit of a miss. Another thing that I like is it has multiple light emitting sources. It has an LED at the front and it has a big cob chip on board along the side. Gives a nice wide illumination. And it has a magnet in the tail, and it's really strong. It's not going anywhere. And I think that is why this is a great light to have in your shop. Okay, but what about the specs? They claim 600 lumens for the work light, that's this cob, and 220 lumens for the flashlight. Obviously it has the magnetic base, and it has a red light mode. They also claim some pretty impressive runtime numbers, considering this runs on 3 AA batteries. And I like that because it means that you don't have to look to find some weird battery, and you don't have to plug it in if the batteries die on you. They claim up to 24 hours in low mode on the flashlight, and up to 14 and a half hours in low mode on the work light. And if it matters to anybody, it is made in China. One of the things I think is kind of cool is they've put some grease in here. I'm assuming it is a water-resistant grease. There's also a nice O-ring here to keep out any moisture. And the batteries are branded. I don't know why, I get a kick out of that. But it should keep out any moisture from where it needs to be kept out of. And that's kind of nice. So why do I think this light makes such a good addition to the workshop? Well, that cob work light casts a really wide and bright light. Perfect for sticking to metal tools to get task lighting right where you need it. I realize, of course, I'm filming this on the sunniest day of the year, but most tools have a multitude of places that you can put this with the magnetic base, and it's strong enough that it won't really go anywhere. So it sticks to this back pillar on my drill press, it sticks underneath here, it sticks on the side. It won't stick on the front, that's plastic, I should have checked that. It'll stick up here, and it'll shine a nice light down on whatever you're working on. And as a maker of a certain age, my eyes can use all of the help they can get, getting really nice, bright, and focused task lighting on whatever I'm working on. It's why I have so many lights up in the shop. The other thing these work lights are really good at doing is showing where you have and haven't sanded your workpiece enough. You just shine it from a severe angle, and it'll show where you are and aren't ready to move up to the next grit, or start applying your finish. This is an inexpensive light I picked up in Walmart in the auto body section, and I think it does an even better job of showing any flaws in your wood surface before you start to move up in sandpaper grit or finish. But the magnet on the base doesn't stick nearly as well as the Nebo, so I like that better for attaching to my tools. From a construction standpoint, almost the entire flashlight is metal. The lenses are plastic, and it does have this nice rubber grip, and a pretty decent spring clip that you could use to clip into an apron or, I guess, a shirt pocket. And it has this nice keyhole, so you could hang it on a nail or a screw. Overall, reasonably well built. So all in all, for 20 bucks, this seems to be a great little flashlight. If you're a flashlight nerd like me, you might want to consider one for your shop. I think that I'll find a lot of ways to use this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've stuck around this long, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you like the kind of things that I do around here, maybe consider subscribing. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it.